Inside Japan, we have the story behind Kamikaze, the suicide plane manned by a suicide pilot. The Japanese people, blindly obedient to their sacred emperor, teach their children the glory of the great act of ceremonial suicide. Brought up in this belief, the young kamikaze pilots are trained for death, most of them aged between 18 and 20. Joyful celebrations are held to honor them after their training course, and prayers are offered for these human sacrifices to the Japanese gods of war. Geisha girls entertain them before their suicidal mission, and their pictures appear in the newspapers as national heroes. Dressed in ceremonial robes, their heads shaved, they walk in solemn procession during their last days of life. Then the moment comes for their first and only mission. Their thoughts center on the one fanatical idea to perish gloriously in the ruins of a British or American target. From Okinawa come the first pictures of their suicide weapon, known as the Buka bomb. Carrying 2,000 pounds of explosive, it has no landing gear, the pilot has no parachute, and is locked inside the cockpit. And now, naval cameramen bring the first films of suicide planes in action, power diving at 600 miles an hour. The destroyer gets a near miss. An American carrier of the Essex class gets a direct hit. Firefighting squads fight desperately to keep the flames under control. Amid the tornado of flak, the suicide pilots strive to reach their target. Only 10% ever get through the outer defenses, and 90% of these are shot down before they reach the fleet itself. But still they come on. Another hit, this time on the famous carrier Bunker Hill. Some of the crew are rescued from the sea while the fight to save the ship goes on. A cruiser comes alongside to give assistance in spite of the risk of an explosion at any moment. By the devotion of her crew, the Bunker Hill will live to fight again. Returning to another carrier, a landing plane loses an emergency tank which goes up in a roar of flame. But the pilot is safe. Another pilot trapped in his burning plane struggles to escape. He collapses, perhaps dead, perhaps unconscious. But in spite of the murderous flame, another miracle has happened, and his comrades bring him to safety. The road to Japan has cost many gallant lives and many fine ships. At Okinawa, our allies have suffered their heaviest naval casualties of the war, and we salute the memory of brave men. But through the inferno of the Pacific, our combined battle fleets move on with one watchword: forward to Tokyo.